Please conduct yourselves accordingly. Act with dignity at all times. Manage your flags. Please don't let your flag slap the person in the face behind you. Do not respond to any provocation. We understand each other.
Yes, sir.
We conduct ourselves with dignity, strength, and endurance at all times. If you're having issues, get a hold of somebody. Make sure you got water and food. Mind the traffic. Be safe. Keep your head up. Don't block intersections. And at all times, look out for each other. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay then.
Okay, Freddie, let's read some CBC Propaganda. So we just watched footage of James Topp getting everybody who wants to join him on the march into Ottawa, his final day entering. Come on, relax, buddy. Don't be like CBC. And so this title, top story, CBC News. Police make arrests after anti-vaccine mandate. Army reservist leads march into Ottawa. 4 people arrested in downtown Ottawa, and we'll get to that footage after. This is today, June 30th. Police arrested 4 people in downtown Ottawa Thursday after a Canadian Army reservist previously charged for speaking out against COVID-19 vaccine requirements led a procession into the city and delivered a speech on freedom to a rapt crowd of about 1,200 supporters.
Seeing something that is wrong and speaking up and doing something about it.
Yeah.
James Topp was charged in February with 2 counts of conduct to the prejudice of good order and discipline for comments made while wearing his uniform, and has since been leading a 4-month march to the capital from Vancouver. So, okay, Freddie's out of here. So if you guys remember when I was with James Topp and was just coming out of a Soyuz and heading over into Rock Creek and so forth. Morning, James.
Morning, how are you?
Good, good.
The goal for today is get to Bridgeville.
Yep.
We got the accommodations in a hall there near Bridgeville, so we're going to try to get to Bridgeville. I don't know if we're going to make it that far.
It's like 30 kilometers, I looked.
35.
35, okay.
35, 34.
For sure, yeah, it's going to be nice. It's a sunny day today.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot better than your last week, right?
Yeah, it was
cold.
It was a good training exercise.
Jones was telling me that you guys were walking like 14-hour days sometimes, like some serious days.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the beginning, yeah, but now we're kind of like pushing ourselves.
No, I know. I mean, that seems like way over the top. Yeah.
Well,
literally.
Zing.
That was all accidental too.
Yeah.
Play on words, but yeah. So I'll stop and interview you guys along the way. We'll get a little background, and anyways, good luck in your journey.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to talk to these guys, because.
Oh, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. That's what I mean. We're gonna get all their stories. There you
I'm
go.
Jeremy. I'm the RV driver, coordinator, logistics.
Jeremy, hello.
A bunch of stuff I do
Okay, if you're here
right.
tomorrow,
until I find some.
I like it too. Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
suit, everything.
I try to take some.
Oh, I got
grab
you.
your hat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, it's a good morning. I'm excited.
There's your hat, bud.
Awesome.
I know. I was like,
My
look
brother gave me this hat so that he'd be with me on the journey. So
nice.
that
That makes the journey all the better.
My family all came around. They woke up. It's great. All I did was show them that I still love them, and yeah. So
while we're waiting for looks like everybody's getting their backpacks on. Tell me, like, how did how did you get involved with James Topp and out here? Why are you here?
I got involved through your newsfeed channel. I watched when you first publicized about James. You did it live, and I watched. And you recorded a video off of your computer, and that's how I got involved with
Amazing.
this. I was actually standing on the side of the road for 3 days hitchhiking, trying to get on with the convoy.
Yeah, just trying to get involved.
Yeah, and that didn't work out, and then I went home all discouraged. turned on YouTube and that thing popped up right away, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. It was a calling. It wasn't necessarily something that I felt drawn to. It was something that I felt I had to do. I don't know. It's like I don't have a choice but to do this and stand up for everybody that can't do this. Just because I don't really have anything to lose anymore. They've taken everything from me.
A lot of people don't actually realize that too. Everyone thinks it's, oh, I'll just continue doing my work 2 years from now.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, there's not going to be any work to do.
Gavin?
Yes.
Where are you from, Gavin?
I'm originally from Montreal, from Quebec,
Oh, okay, yeah. But you've been in BC for a while?
Canada has to go now.
All right, Gavin. Get on the
I'm excited to walk up this hill.
There you go, yes.
We have a schedule we have to keep, right?
Right, keep him on schedule.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll get there in 3 years.
Wow, look at the crew.
Okay.
How's it going, brother?
Good, sunny day, huh? I'll see you up the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why this is helpful, because it helps me count you. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the first row, times 2 is 14, as that's the last time I checked. Is that right? Yes. Okay. So now you're in 2 recs. Now what I'm going to get you to do, steady up, as we used to say. I'm going to tell you to turn to your right. So when I say turn to your right, turn to your right. Turn to your right. There you go. Now I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to say left wheel, and we're going to start marching. Okay, so let me back up. I'm going to say quick march, and we're going to start walking, and I'm going to say left wheel, and you guys are just going to bring it around to the left. Ready? Quick march. There we go. Bring it around to the left, left wheel. Stay on my right, over here, stay on my right. There you go. We're doing it. There you go. Now we're walking in formation.
Up the hill we go.
Coming up on 3 kilometers. 33 minutes. Not quite the gold medal pace, but we're getting there.
Put those smiles away.
Racing rocks.
How can I put my smile away? Look at this. This is amazing. And then you look over there, and his scenery is just absolutely
Oh, I know the view.
beautiful.
That's so nice. How much does your bag weigh, dude?
That's like 30, 35 pounds.
Yeah.
I got everything I need to survive for 24 hours.
And you got yourself a little spot on here?
Yeah, that should be up. Actually, you could probably check it, make sure it's transmitted.
It has a flash in the center GPS spot.
But you go to the Canada Marchers website.
Oh,
and
I
click on the
see.
GPS
Yeah.
link.
Oh, that's what's telling us where you
Yeah,
are on the website.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you doing on this hike right now?
I'm so inspired by James Topp hiking across Canada. This little bit is just so exciting.
You're speaking so fast. You're super excited. Catch your breath now there, Jesse.
10 minutes.
My name's Tyler Pollock. I'm from
Pollock, huh? Oh, I didn't get your last name.
Scottish descent.
Okay.
I was a guitar teacher when this all started, private lessons.
What kind of guitar? All types?
All types, yeah. I'm a bit of a folk acoustic.
So how many strings do you prefer?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, so I lost that through all of this. And then,
Dude, you're literally steaming. What's the material you're wearing? It's steaming, dude.
I don't know, wicks away the moisture. James recommended stuff
Holy
like this.
smokes! You can literally. Okay, continue. Sorry, continue.
No problem. My brother was supposed to come visit the first Easter after, and he passed and didn't come because of the mandates. And then he died right after, so
Oh shit.
it cost me my last visit with him. I don't even know if he got the shot, but he died of an aneurysm. So that's my main reason. But then in my hometown, everyone I talked to had a similar story. Somebody who committed suicide or they couldn't speak to anymore because of all the apartheid, all the separation between us. So
Yeah.
I looked for how I could help, I asked for a weigh, and I saw this man. And I've been watching him, and how brave he is, and I want to be like that. His feet have been on the ground for every step, and I only started a week ago, and I had to take days off already. But I can cook.
And how old are you?
I've turned 35 in 23 days.
And how old is Mr. Topp?
I don't know. It's not a question I ask.
Yeah, maybe I will.
You should. Yeah. So
and then
that's
how did
about
you
my
first
story.
find James?
Your channel.
How did you come across it on my channel?
I was watching you do news about the protests.
Okay, so you're already following me.
And I hadn't watched you for your racing stuff. I just found you during that.
The convoy, yeah.
Yeah. I asked for how I could help, and the universe showed me what I could do. I watched him walk out of the crowd and point to his rank, and it spoke to me. Something brave, something that proved myself to myself, not to anyone else, but that I could do it. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Now I'm here, and it feels surreal.
Mr. Topp, what year were you born?
That's classified.
Classified.
You tell me.
It's so funny because when I first watched your video, you know, when you're in the yard and you said was your niece filmed it? Was your niece?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, man, walking across Canada, that's really far.
Hello everyone, my name is James Topp. I'm a warrant officer in the Canadian Armed Forces. I have served for over 25 years in that organization. I am presently in the Reserve Force. I am wearing this uniform without the authorization of my chain of command. I fully accept responsibility for my actions and the consequences that may arise. I am wearing the regimental affiliation of the Reg Force unit that I served with. I am proud of them. I honor them. This is not meant as a sign of disrespect. If you are outraged by this, I apologize. I have made many mistakes in my life, and I admit that. I am here to make a statement against government policy for federal government employees to have a vaccination as a term of employment. I do not agree with it. I do not believe that the state should have the power over my body and what goes into it. End of story. So in protest, I am marching on foot from Vancouver to Ottawa. It's going to take me a while. If you want to support me, all I need is a friendly wave. I will not respond to insults, verbal or physical. This is peaceful, this is non-violent. I respect the rights of all Canadians, Indigenous, immigrants, and people that were born here. I want us all to come together. Because I believe in this country, I believe in the flag, and I believe in you. You do what you need to do to stand up on your own 2 feet and march under your own power and take charge of your own life and think what you're going to think and not have others think your thoughts for you. The end, over and out. On the 20th of February, I am marching from Vancouver to Ottawa. Join me if you so choose. And try.
So James, what do you like to do for hobbies, sports? What do you do?
I like to go shooting, boxing, play video games.
Oh, what games are you playing right now?
Well, I was playing a game called Days Gone.
Days Gone, okay.
PS4, Dystopian Nightmare.
Oh, I was playing Metal Gear Solid like, whatever, 5.
Oh, that ate up 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
And that Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, well, which one did I have? Was it the Patriots? Can't remember the name of it. It was the 5.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
Oh, yeah, Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Of course, it takes forever. So I've kind of like, I loved Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation 1. You know, that was the best. And then PlayStation 2. So that's when I had time for games.
Yeah, me too. That was when I had time for games. That was, I don't have that time anymore, but in a way, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because this is real.
Well, that's why I like to go dirt biking. It's like you can play a game or get outside and get
Yeah.
exercise and play a game.
Yeah, I actually bought a KLR 650.
Yeah.
And in the summertime, I thought, okay, this will be my commuting vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And I wiped out on it in my driveway. I realized I'd probably take some lessons or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I teach street bike and dirt bike sometimes. That's what I used to do when I was.
Okay.
I'd teach on Thursday, Friday, and then race Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you pay for racing.
Yeah. Well, actually, it worked out well because I realized I better, take a break, take some lessons, And I sold the bike, which paid for the mortgage for a couple months.
There you go. All right, well, I'll let you go. Catch you later. We got super united for the Freedom Convoy. It was amazing. It was like, you know, tear to your eye. Everyone's so emotional. It was amazing.
Yes.
And of course, with this distraction right now, unfortunately, it just doesn't help. But this is going to help get everyone back on track and, you know, get people back on the focus about our freedoms and not looking at all around the world when nobody cared, you know, 6 months ago, right? How did you meet up with James?
I was in Cranbrook and I hitchhiked to Princeton to meet up with him, to march with him.
Yeah, so you organized, and how did you first learn about him?
Online, actually through your website.
Through like the YouTube?
A big part of it, yeah. So I'm new to the phone world.
Yeah.
So I'd look at YouTube videos and I'd get trucker convoy updates. Very inspired. So I actually considered going to Coots, but that sort of quickly dissipated.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was, I know it got definitely, unfortunately, with some guns on it, brand new guns on the table, right?
Right.
Such bullshit. How did you, so you came across the video of James on my channel. Did you follow my channel before, or you just came across that video on the channel and then you?
Well, your channel, amongst others,
was promoting the Freedom Convoy, or
yes,
showing the true story, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then you've already been on the channel, and then all of a sudden James popped up.
That's right.
Cool.
And it's inspiring. It's like I'm honored to follow a man who is strong and courageous.
Absolutely. See, it's all worth it, guys. All this work doing the news. You know, look what happens. We got 3 guys in the walking march, Canada marches. Oh. So that's awesome.
When you get tired, when you get down, there's just a constant honking of horns and waving and, you know, raising a fist in support. It pushes us forward. People keep saying, we're thankful for what you're doing. They'll drive 100 kilometers after baking cookies all night and saying, here, we did this for you. For every time someone says, we're thankful for what you're doing, we are thankful for the support that we are receiving. Cheers. Very important, and we're very thankful you're here.
What a photo.
That's beautiful. Family, my clan was serfs, hunting guide.
Beauty.
Very beautiful.
Where are you from?
I was living in Coquitlam.
Coquitlam.
So I've been on marching with them since Vancouver.
What's your full name?
Dallas Vino.
Mr. Vino. What's your background? What do you do for hobbies or work?
Land surveying was what I was used to doing 2 weeks before the march. And I originally was going to stay camp out at the 176 border, but we ended up going to Mike Farnsworth's house instead and protesting there. And I just went down, decided the day before to join them, and now here I am.
Wow.
My way to Ottawa.
How long do you think it's going to take?
I would imagine we'll get there in the middle of June, like he says.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never heard the estimation.
Yeah.
Middle of June. So today is March 7th, and you've been going now 10 days now, it feels like?
We started
since the 20th?
February 20th, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. More than 10. 17 then.
Yeah.
Wow, it's actually been a while.
Yeah. We're halfway across the province already, pretty much.
You know, it seems like it takes forever, but at the same time, you actually make decent distance every day if you really break it down. And what do you think is going to happen when you get to Ottawa?
Not sure yet.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about it either.
We got
The awareness will just be bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You know, like just remember like when the Freedom Convoy was getting bigger and bigger going across Canada? I could see that happening with the march. You know, when you start going through Alberta, you're getting, you know, what do we got? How many people were in this march today? Can't remember. He said at the beginning, but you know, by the time you're in Alberta, you're going to going through, you know, as long as you're in major areas, you know, you could have eventually 100 people in a line.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're rolling into Ottawa, I bet the truckers would be like, because they're just waiting outside of them. Still like 30% of them are waiting outside. And then they'll probably join you. Everyone comes in at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there.
Sweet. Well,
thank you.
Nice to meet
talking
you.
to you, Marcel.
Cheers.
This is a lot lighter than my normal trips, but I've got a minus 18 sleeping bag here.
Yeah.
My tent is in this zip-up part here. And I got my sleeping pad here. The then I've got a dry bag here with some clothes in it. I've got a roll-up pillow here. Then I got some extra warm clothes here. Some food and first aid up here.
Do you carry a cell phone?
I got a cell phone right here.
Yeah, so like you're used to like going and camping in the woods kind of style.
A little bit.
You know, you're now marching with 20 people and you're in a group of, how big's your group of the team? 5? 6?
There's about 9 of us.
No, in like permanently?
Permanently?
Since, yeah.
Since Vancouver, there's about 5 of us.
Yeah, but you probably used to being, you know, more alone in life, right?
Yeah.
So now you're in a team and everybody's gonna have to like, you know, meld together and find your rhythm.
Exactly.
So, you know, on top of that, all the partying, right? Not so much.
Most of my work as a land surveying has just been me and another guy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Around the country.
Oh, we're interrupted. What is going on?
Water. Thank you. Food.
Why you're making some wreck over here? I'm so excited.
I know.
Oh, it's a
Mark's
photo.
over here. Let's do a group photo.
Okay, so I found James Topp, his video where he actually had his daughter-in-law film him outside in his suit, in his veteran suit, and I shared that on YouTube and that went viral. And that reached tons of people. It reached like 500,000 people. And this is what got James Topp really out there in the very beginning. And it's awesome I could have been a part of that. And when I met James Topp in a Soyuz, I went to a party before I was going to film the march with them into Rock Creek and Midway and so forth. And several people, in fact, 4 people that were in his march from the beginning from Vancouver said to me that it's like, the only reason I'm here is because I saw the video that you posted, Marcel. So it's quite interesting. So anyways, so James Topp was marching from Vancouver, from the Terry Fox War Memorial all the way, and now he's finally made it to the War Memorial in Ottawa. And then CBC is continuing on with their propaganda.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So James Topp was charged in February with this misconduct of wearing his uniform and speaking out about the mandates, right? Just like several other officers were, and they all internally they're giving charges, and then if you quit the force, the charges are dropped because they're not criminal charges, just internal charges, like, you know, for the police or for the army, etc. Even if you're retired. And so let's continue with the propaganda from CBC News. His march has been supported by many of the same figures involved in the Freedom Convoy and that snarled downtown Ottawa for weeks until police used force to end what they and the government describe as an illegal occupation. Now we know.
Hello everyone, this is a follow-up video I released previously where I was wearing a different outfit. Now I'm wearing the everyday outfit, the James Topp outfit. February 20th, 2022 at approximately 6 a.m. I am leaving from Vancouver within the vicinity of the Terry Fox Memorial. If you want more information on what I am doing, go to CanadaMarches, all one word, .ca. You'll see the latest post there is a response letter to the military. And I'll get to that in a second, but that's where you go to get information on what I'm doing. CanadaMarches, all one word, .ca. Got it? Okay, next point. I have removed the previous video at the request, direction really, from the Canadian Armed Forces. I will likely be facing disciplinary proceedings in the form of a court-martial, which I am fully willing to accept. As I stated, I am a grown man and I have taken all these things into consideration, and I accept full responsibility for what I said and did. End of story. Now then, last point. If you go to CanadaMarches.ca, I have posted an open letter to the higher levels of command at the Department of National Defense to explain exactly why I did what I did. I encourage you to go and watch that video and read the letter and really take on board what I am all about. Here it is in a nutshell. I have found a sense of purpose that I have never encountered before, and it is all due to the situation that we are in right now. I have, as a member of the Canadian Forces, realized the fact that I am here and I will give up everything, including my health and life, for my brothers and sisters in arms and the working people of this country, Canada. I'm out. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a nice angle of everybody. So we're just continuing. We just left the parking lot there and continuing on the journey towards Hog's Back. Ooh, that's okay. That's okay. Take that. Oh, thank you so much, bro. Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
You're doing a very good job.
Oh, thank you.
Show our respect, guys. Let's give him a little chat. James Topp! 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 James Topp!
James just working his way along, greeting people. And thank you there, Carpelli Guitar, amazing James Topp. Happy trails.
Not long after Topp's remarks, police said they were responding to a situation in the area and arrested 4 people over incidents including assaulting police officers. Wow. I have personal experience with that, and we've all seen a lot of the news where the police assault you and charge you with assault. I can already guess that's exactly what happens. Just as if I got outside for Conrad Herbs and he jackboot me in the face and arrest me for assaulting him. Just like my associate Joshua and his mom was arrested for assaulting a police officer because she's trying to stop her son from being ripped out the broken glass window of the car, right? By holding onto his hand, and that's, you know, and touching the officer's hand. And oh, you assaulted me. So onward with this CBC propaganda bullshit. One of the officers could be seen pouring water into his eyes as a woman nearby yelled about police using pepper spray. Well, we can only assume the cops were using pepper spray and got a little in their own eyes. So it's interesting how CBC writes this. In a tweet, the Ottawa Police Service, we've seen some tweets before from the Ottawa Police about horses getting attacked by bicycles being thrown at the horses. Remember this in Ottawa? And then of course it turned out that the police were stomping over an old woman and a man, a woman with a wheelchair, like a walker, right?
Stop it! Stop it! What? Oh my God!
And so we know the police tweets from Ottawa are always bullshit. And again, in a tweet, the police services said it's investigating the incident, including reviewing video. Its initial investigations found that an interaction with an officer became confrontational and an officer was choked. Oh, and then here is the police. If you just look at that, that's the tweet. And I'll freeze frame. Okay, we're good. At the same time, however, members of the crowd continue to mill about happily and line up for photographs with Topp. Tourists and families were also wandering by the scene, appearing puzzled as they snapped pictures of the war memorial. Tourists and families wandering were puzzled. I'm sure there's thousands of people who were there to support James Topp. And we can see the video of the huge march into Ottawa as well, and you'll see.
Hero! 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 Hero!
It is the symbol of sacrifice and dedication of those that died in the service to this country. Soldiers, sailors, aircrew, police, firefighters, nurses, paramedics, border guards, prison guards, public servants of all kinds, and also regular people, the working people of this country. It represents them too, in a way. So this tomb contains the remains of a person. They have done the business of fighting the wars, keeping the peace, and healing the sick. They've also done the business of keeping the roads open, putting the power lines up, and keeping the phones open. So remember that. That's us. We are the unknown soldier. And what did we have? What did we have in common with that person? No, we had courage. That's what we had. That's what we had. We had courage. Putting yourself in harm's way to protect the public. Fighting the war. Facing danger. Seeing something that is wrong and speaking up and doing something about it.
Yeah!
Especially the members of this team, they displayed this courage. They helped me get here to speak to you today, to march over 4,300 kilometers, over the mountains, across the prairies, over Lake Superior, and here across Ontario, to this place. Every single step.
As the sun began to set, some protest attendees began setting off fireworks as officers looked on. Oh my God, it's Canada Day, tomorrow. The arrests capped a day of activity in the capital as protesters held their first planned event of the Canada Day weekend. There's a little bit more. The crowd visits tomb of the unknown soldier. So this is like more information, a new little article. Topp's arrival in the capital and promises of a new round of protests starting Canada Day have set residents on edge. Oh, I'm sure the residents are on edge. More like the police with their tyrannical orders are on edge of their jackboots. Ottawa Mayor Jim Watson and the city's interim police chief Steve Bell, he's the guy from the Lord of the Rings, right? He's the bald monster. You remember what's that guy? Leading the orcs. Steve Bell, the orc leader, has promised to crack down on any illegal activity. He's gonna eat your head. Cheers and chants of freedom erupted as Topp arrived at the National War Memorial on Thursday evening. He knelt weeping with his hand on the tomb of the unknown soldier before he spoke to the crowd, thanking them for their support and urging them not to give up. I have met thousands of people in my journey from Vancouver to Ottawa, and a lot of them have lost hope. They feel lost, they're angry, they've lost faith in the system. We've already started something, he said. Now keep in mind, this is like probably one of the first articles that CBC has done on James Topp, even though he's been marching like 150 days. All of the dinosaur media has refused, or not refused, they were told by the Trudeau government, and they are paid to not do news about James Topp, about anything against the narrative, right? So this is the first time they've really been forced to write about it. And then the writer here is using quite a perspective. A long line of marchers, including at least one wearing a black armored vest, snaked around the length of the park. first of all, whether a guy's wearing an armored vest or not has nothing to do with James Topp. It could also be, it's just like the FBI instigation into January 6th. You know, there's instigators among everything. It does not mean anything for the crowd. And whether this is true or not, it could be completely false and he writes it in there. And even if it was true, so what? It has nothing to do with the group of majority of people who are freedom fighters. And it's so funny how you're not allowed to protect ourselves in today's day and age, but at the same time Trudeau is allowed to have guys with guns surrounding him to protect him, but the citizens were not allowed to protect ourselves. Yeah, anyways. Oh, and then they threw in Pierre. Early Thursday, Conservative leader candidate Pierre Poilievre joined the final leg of Topp's march. You know, he just got to get his way in there. I'm not pro Pierre. I don't know what his angle is exactly, but I do not trust him or any Conservative because they didn't do anything for the last 2 years, and so why should we trust anything they do now, even if it seems good? I don't think you can trust any of the political system whatsoever. Good or bad, it's still the system is corrupt. And he joined him for about a half hour west of downtown Ottawa, where hundreds of people gathered. Yeah, so anyways. Oh yeah, and then they get into a man is held in his stomach during the arrest in Ottawa. So here's a little shot. We'll show the video of what the police do.
I have no idea. Tell me what to do. I want to cooperate, please. I want to cooperate, please. Tell me what to do. Please tell me what.
Many marchers declined to be interviewed, saying they did not trust that their words would not be twisted. We have a lot of CBC history with that stuff. I've even seen it, even in Merritt with the floods. I was filming CBC, interviewing a resident there, and I filmed the whole thing, and then I watched what was on the news, how they just snip little things. They really rip everybody apart. But Ottawa resident Richard Jervis, who was among the 100 of people marching along the canal, called Topp an inspiration to us all. He is the most peaceful, the nicest, the most decent human being you could possibly ever want to meet, and he's walking across Canada to make a point, he said. It's interesting that they included that. Jervis said his adult son was one of the hundreds of federal public servants forced to take leave without pay because he refused to get lead. While the requirement has since been suspended, the requirement for federal workers. Now keep in mind, the Ottawa police were never required to be vaccinated. Keep that in mind. All those green suits that were beating on the Canadians in February, none of them were forced. All the ones they brought over for Quebec, you know, whether they came from the UN, there was suspicion about that. None of those Ottawa police officers were forced to be vaccinated. Yet they are the ones beating on the humans, us civilized people who are protesting us losing our jobs, forced to be vaccinated with an experiment. While the requirement is suspended, we never know when they're going to come back, said Jervis, and we know that it can come back in the flimsiest of excuses. Oh yeah, there's some pigs and chickens around the pool swimming. Oh, they're coming for us. Topp said he has no plans to lead an occupation of the capital and invited Ottawa police to work with him to facilitate his march through the city. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Thursday said police are taking their responsibility to keep people safe during Canada Day celebrations very seriously, while Ontario Premier Doug Ford called on those intending to protest in Ottawa to respect the law. Yeah, if only they respected the law. And the charges against Topp relate to 2 videos posted online in the winter in which the Army reservist appears in uniform criticizing vaccine requirements for military personnel and other federal employees. Sorry, James. Probably my videos got you charged internally, but I was just sharing his video, right? But it's kind of funny how it all relates. Canadian Armed Forces members are severely restricted in the comments they can make while in uniform, particularly when it comes to criticizing government policy, in large part to protect the military from any perception of politicalization. His lawyer has argued such restrictions should not apply to policies that affect armed forces members personally. Topp met with some MPs who agreed to see him, mostly the Conservatives and the People's Party, of course. Topp told the MPs that he was marching in part to get all vaccine mandates repealed, as well as to demand the reinstatement of anyone who lost their job because of such requirement and compensation for their wages lost. Health Canada says only vaccines that meet strict safety, efficiency, efficacy, and quality standards are approved for use in this country, and the benefits of the COVID-19 vax continue to outweigh the risks of the disease. About 85% of Canadians have received at least one dose. Bam, and that's how they end their article. Anyways, I am Marcel Irnie. This is IrnieracingNews. It is June 30th. Canada Day is tomorrow. I'm in Kelowna. The town is getting on fire tonight. Maybe we'll go join it. But check out the footage of James Topp and everybody joining him the march now. Thanks.
I learned it. I learned it from them. I learned it from the senior NCOs and officers I work with serving in the Canadian Armed Forces. I learned it from the police officers out there on the street, the ones that I work with in the public service. And I learned it from paramedics and firefighters and everyone who I've been exposed to throughout my life. I learned it from them. I wasn't born courageous. I learned it from you. So here we are now, gathered together on the day before Canada Day, celebrating the completion of this journey. We are celebrating tomorrow this country and what it stands for. We have freedom here, but it is being slowly siphoned away. But we're going to do something about it. There's time. So, having said that, where do we go from here? What's to be done? I have met thousands of people in my journey from Vancouver to Ottawa, and a lot of them have lost hope. They feel lost. They're angry. They've lost faith in the system. So what's to be done? Well, we already started something. Not that long ago, I was able to have a meeting with members of parliament, and I did that meeting with your help. You reached out to your representatives and you asked them to come and speak to me. So it works, but it takes effort. It takes time. It takes perseverance. These are not easy things. Everything you do takes work, and you should do your best at everything that you do. And you did that. So this is the completion of this march. What else is to be done? Heed the call. Assemble. Organize yourselves. Plan. What's the answer? Nonviolence. Peace. And from those things will come truth. Please understand that. It's not easy being brave. But you have to manage your fear. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that this is easy. Manage your fear. Your fear is a part of you. You speak to it. It's your friend. You tell your friend that everything's going to be okay. That's what you do with your fear. You bring your friend close to you, and you tell him he's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. That's what your fear is. You be brave with that. I was afraid all the time. And what got me through it was these people behind me. My family. And you. I marched into oncoming traffic. We marched. I was never alone. I always had somebody with me. I have to tell you, I've been a few places, and Canadians, you're pretty good drivers. So, this is what I am telling you, it's not easy. What's easy is to be afraid. What's easy is to hate. What's easy is to insult others. That's easy. What's hard and what you have to work at is letting it go. And looking for something positive and redirecting your anger into something constructive. Listening is a challenge. Working together is a challenge, but you should take up the challenge. So we'll think about some of the things that bind us together. Our national identity, our flag, our maple leaf. Why is it important to you? You need to ask yourself that question. You look at it and you ask what it means to you. Why is it important to you? The maple leaf has been a symbol of this country for over 100 years. This flag, which was designed in the mid-60s and adopted, bears the maple leaf, the leaf of a maple tree, whose wood can produce tools or instruments or sap to make syrup or sugar. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is a symbol that represents who we are and what we are. Because it's an object that we identify with because it represents us. And there are lots of maple trees out there and lots of leaves. And that's what we are. So this is where we're at. I cannot tell you, I'm overwhelmed. I'm at the point where I'm unable to express in words what your attendance here means to me. It is everything to me. This is the most amazing moment of my life. So, this is what we're doing. This is what we're going. It's time for repair. It's time to heal. It's time to reach out with an open hand. That's what we're doing here. That's where you got to start. And your hand may not always be extended. And you may get insulted. But you will maintain your dignity. Because that's what Canadians do. Calm, quiet, dignity, and inner strength. That's what we have. That's what we share. That's what you demonstrate to others. And it's not easy. But I believe in you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So I'll leave you with one last thing. Over the course of this journey, I've met so many wonderful, fantastic people. And they've all said how much you love me. And for somebody like me, I love you back. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So this is what I would like you to do, okay? There's so much fear and alarm. Let's put everyone at ease. Let's go from here in about an hour after I go around and take some pictures and you meet the team. I'm gonna go. I gotta rest. I'm so tired. Please, be good to each other. Be good to each other.
Absolutely.
Be good to each other, everyone. Thank you.
Again, I am Marcel Irnie, Irnieracing News. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go hang out downtown now.